In this video, you're going to learn about 5 crucial things that you need to know before becoming a copywriter. In fact, these are the same 5 things that I also had to experience on my own skin since deciding to become a copywriter 4 years ago. Still, it was the best decision of my life, but I definitely had a lot of pitfalls. And with this video, I just want to help you avoid these mistakes and just get you in the right mindset right off the bat, because you can definitely waste years of your life and as a copywriter if you make these mistakes. And make sure to watch this till the end, because the last few lessons are going to be crucial for you if you want to land your first client as a copywriter. So hope you're ready. Let's go. Now, before we dive right in, my name is Chaba. I'm the founder of Game of Conversions, and I've been a copywriter for the past 4 years, working with a lot of 6, 7, and even 8-figure businesses, help with their marketing strategy, with their promotions, with their launches, and generating a lot of money for them, and also them paying a lot of money to me. So I'm quite familiar with what it takes to actually start from scratch in this career of copywriting and basically scale to where you're consistently making over $10,000 a month, for example. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'll be releasing content like this on a regular basis. And if you also click the notification bell right below, then you'll be the first to know when I launch those videos, and it's gonna give you a quick boost to launch your own career as a copywriter fast. So tip number 1 of becoming a successful copywriter: you need to flip the script. Now, what do I mean by this? Basically, if you want to succeed as a freelance copywriter or as an agency copywriter as well, you cannot really think as an employee anymore. So chances are you might have a job, a stable job, or you might be working for someone, for a boss. But once you're a freelancer, once you get out there, then you're going to be your own boss. And this needs a lot of mental reframes in your life. So you cannot really expect anyone to tell you what to do anymore. You have to own it. You have to own your authority. You have to own your expertise. You have to own the communication that happens with your clients and also getting those clients. So nobody will help you in this, but at the same time, you have unlimited authority and autonomy with this. And that's a great feeling. I can tell you from experience, that's definitely a great feeling. And it's also one of the stepping stones to making more money, because if you're working for someone, if you have a stable job, then you're creating all this value for your boss, basically, and for the company. And sure, they are paying you oftentimes handsomely, but in 99% of the cases that I see, the wages that people earn for a specific type of job don't really reflect all the value that they're delivering to the company or to their boss. Now, once you're a freelance copywriter, you can generate a lot of value to your clients, because your copy, if you know what you're doing, is gonna get sales. They're gonna get money from it, and they're much more likely, and they're actually happy to pay you if you can generate them more money. Like, think about it. If you can make an extra $100,000 to one of your clients, do you think they would be happy to pay you $10,000 for that? Definitely. It's just 10% for them, and in their minds, it's a win-win, and for you, it's a win-win as well. So that's the reason why, copywriting is so powerful. But you definitely have to reframe your thoughts in this regard, and to start thinking like a business owner, to start thinking like your own boss. Who has a lot of responsibility, who has to deliver, who has to manage the clients, who has to manage the expectations, but at the same time, you get all the profits. At the same time, you get all the experience, and you get all the recognition as well. So in my book, that's definitely worth it. Okay, tip number 2, if you want to become a successful copywriter, you need to charge based on value, not just based on your time. So again, this is something that basically nobody teaches you, not in school, not in college, not your parents probably, if they haven't been freelancers themselves. They don't teach you these things, but they're super important, because again, as a copywriter, you're one of the most valuable team members on their team. There's actually a saying called, good copywriters are actually the most profitable people in a room. In a big room, even for a board meeting or something. This ties back to the previous video that I did, which talked about the number one money skill that a lot of companies have that are generating them all these massive paydays. And it's not the marketing technology. It's not all these sophisticated things. It's not automation. It's not customer support. It's copywriting. It's the person who writes the copy, because that is what compels people to take action, to go from leads, from basically subscribers or readers, to customers. And this is such a magical thing that good companies who realize the value of good copywriters, they're willing to basically bid for them if they're good enough. They're just willing to throw a lot of cash at them just so that they can borrow their expertise. They can hire them for big bucks. And that's also what you could do if you put in some work. You don't have to like major in it or anything, but if you have a few years experience, you could already scale from like $0 a month to over 10K a month easily if you really know what you're doing and you put in all that work. And want to know the best part? Clients are going to be happy to pay your rates because if you can give them a lot of value and results, they're more than happy to pay you that 10%, 15%, or whatever for your services. So this was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is that not all types of copywriting is created equal. So as I said again in my previous video, and make sure to watch it if you haven't already, because there were a lot of good gold nuggets inside there. And especially if you're brand spanking new to this whole copywriting thing, you have no idea how to get started, check it out, because it's going to give you basically a crash course into what this whole copywriting thing is all about. But back to the types of copy. So there are high paid copywriting jobs and there are not so well paid copywriting jobs. Generally, the closer you are to the money, to the sale itself, the higher you can charge. So if you are the one who's writing the sales page that people go to buy something, then you can charge a lot for that, because it's a very high value asset, and business owners also realize this. But if you're writing the one of the simple web pages on their website, chances are you won't be able to charge that much for it, and it still needs a lot of work. It still needs the same amount of work basically as a similar length page, which is more angled towards getting a sale. So sales pages are definitely one of the highest income types of copy that you can do, but they're a bit more complicated to learn, and it's not so easy to write a good sales page. But you can definitely specialize in emails, sales emails. Every single company needs emails, and people do read their emails, especially when they want to buy something, or when there are the list of people who they respect and trust. They definitely read those emails. And actually, want to know a secret, an insider secret that not many people are telling you? Around 70% of the revenue of most online companies, especially companies who sell courses, usually come from email. Like, think about it, 70%. Yes, they're running Facebook ads and they're doing webinars and they're doing videos and everything, but email is the thing that keeps everything together, because emails are the things that handle the reminders, the belief shifting, the urgency part, building that connection emotionally so that people are ready to click that link to the sales page. Emails are the things that do this, and emails are one of the best, price performance Goldilocks skills that you can learn as a copywriter, because everybody wants them. There's a huge demand for it, and you can make quite good money with them. For example, I currently charge between $300 to $400 an email. It depends. But even if you're a super beginner, you can charge, $50 maybe for an email, or $100 an email in the beginning. And once people see that they're super valuable, you can even raise your rates pretty easily. And then the sky's the limit. I know of people who charge $2,000, $3,000 for a single email. Think about it, for a single email. You write 10 emails and you can do that easily in just a few days, and you're gonna earn $20,000, $30,000. I mean, count me in. And this actually brings me to tip number 4, which is copywriting needs work and practice. So this isn't like a get rich quick scheme that you can do in a single day or something. That doesn't exist. As with any other type of skill or career, you have to put in the work to learn it properly, to practice it, to make mistakes, to fail a few times, to write promotions and campaigns that don't really sell, that basically fail, and then get booed out from the room by your client, basically, but just virtually. Those things are going to happen to you, but it's okay, because these are the things that give you the experience you need to become a high-paid copywriter. These are the battle scars. Think about them as battle scars that you need in order to be the veteran of the group. And the good thing about copywriting is that you don't need to waste a lot of time doing that. Like you only have to fail a few times, and you don't have to study hard for like 3 years before getting an entry-level job as a copywriter. Like when I got started 4 years ago, my first client was basically an adult themed shop, a web shop, and I wrote them a few product descriptions and emails. I charged, I think, like $50 for an email and product description, but hey, he needed like 20 product descriptions all at once. So boom, that's like $1,000 just like that in like 2 weeks or something. And I was super new to the whole thing, and this was 4 years ago. Now the demand is even higher. You can charge even more, and there's even more free education as well that you can go through to get a crash course into this whole copywriting thing. And let me tell you something. If you go through my own copywriting team videos on my own YouTube channel, I promise you, you're gonna get a crash course into copywriting that will elevate you above around 80% of your competition in just a few days, because the content is that good and you don't even have to pay for most of it. And after that, once you know what you're looking for and you start Googling, you start looking for things, you're just gonna get such a great education for free to get started, to earn your first $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 as a copywriter. And then once you have that, once you know that this is possible, you can do this, then you can invest more in like courses and coaching and stuff like that. But start somewhere. It's okay to start low and just get in the habit of being curious about this whole craft, learning about how psychology and persuasion works, and then you're good to go from there. And since we're talking about landing your first paying client, the next video in this series will be about how to land your first paying client as a new copywriter. So make sure to stay tuned for that video, subscribe to the channel right now, and click the little notification bell icon below, because that way you won't miss it. And also leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. So thanks again for being here, thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one.